What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. We're back with my top 10 list of 2025 of WWE Elite and Ultimate figures that I bought. I was gonna do two separate lists, but I don't think I bought enough of like this year's releases to do a list like that. So I'm just doing a top 10 list of stuff that released this year that I did buy, both Ultimates and Elites combined. I do basics, but I bought like two, and they definitely don't have a spot on this list anyway. So I'm going to start you off with the honorable mentions. There's definitely a few figures in here that made it from my list earlier in the year. I did halfway through 2025, my top 10 figures so far. But I also think that was figures that I just bought in 2025. I don't think it was just figures that came out this year. So starting off the list, I'm going to start it off with the Ultimate Edition Hulk Hogan. You know, there's no distance to this figure. It is a great figure. That's why it's on the honorable mentions list. It had a lot of great accessories, but I don't know. I feel like in comparison to the rest of the figures, I'd rather have the rest of those figures like in my collection than this one. Along with, I'm not the biggest Hogan guy. I don't have enough of his figures to really compare. I did hear that they changed some of his formula, which is not taking any points off because I don't have the original formula to even compare and be like, oh, this is terrible. So that's not any reasons why he's on the honorable mentions list and he didn't make the top 10. But again, I think there were better figures than him this year. But I did want to include him in this video and show him off because he is a nice figure. I do think he's one of, probably one of my best Ultimates in my collection. But I don't think he was one of the best figures I bought this year. So continuing with Ultimates, this is the one that I'm not sure if it came out in 2025. But I for sure bought it in 2025, which is also another reason why I didn't make the top 10. And also because I think the top 10 is better than this one. But it is the Ultimate Edition Triple H. I did swap the head sculpt. I don't know. I just think that this figure didn't do enough for me personally to make a top 10, whether it was 2024 or 2025 release. Because, I don't know, the head sculpts were reused. Maybe some had different hair pieces, I think. But the head sculpts were the same ones we've seen before. The gear's okay. It's nothing crazy. And there wasn't anything really to write home about. There was a new torso, which is awesome, but that's about it. So, you know, the Triple H was cool, but I don't know. I think it's definitely a skippable figure. I feel like everybody knows that because it sits in everybody's Walmarts till the end of time. And this next one I'm putting here because I do a different figure of his on the top 10 list, and I didn't want to include the same person twice. Along with, I think the other one does a few things better than this one, and it is the Elite 121 CM Punk. I did swap the head sculpt on this guy, but I don't know. I think there are some good things and bad things about this figure. Number one, the gear. It's a nice gear to Bash in Berlin. I know some people have made it also his All Out attire or All In. I forgot which show it was that it was his last show in AEW. He wore the same-ish gear, but the reason it didn't make my top 10 is I did not like the head sculpt that came on this figure. That's why I swapped it. It's the same one from the Ultimate, but I think it just looked off to me. I don't know what it was. I like the Ultimate one better, even though it's the exact same head sculpt. I know it is, but I don't know. Something about this one just looked off, so I swapped it with this one just to have like another variation of head sculpt on display. But mine with the stars, you can see the stars aren't aligned. Like the whole kick pad just looks shifted for some reason. Same thing on the other side. Like this one's even worse than the other one. So I don't know. Just my print on it was all messed up. So I didn't really, I don't know. It's just not one of my favorite Punk figures. And I really wanted to like this Punk. I pre-ordered it and everything. And I don't know. It's just not one of my favorites. I really wanted it to be. I can't really pinpoint exactly why, other than the decal mishaps and the head sculpt not being my favorite. Along with the cloth shirt. I hated that shirt. Like, they did the Top Picks one with that really tight one. That was perfect. Like, that was a perfect shirt for CM Punk. I don't know why they don't just reuse that exact, like, cut and everything for this shirt. They made it, like, really baggy and everything, and it had Velcro on it. I just didn't like it. I wish they had redone the same one that they did for the Top Picks, just with a different deco. And for these next two honorable mentions, the same criteria as Punk. I didn't want to put two of the same person on the list. So I'm going to go with the Elite 119 Dominic Mysterio. This one just disappointed me. I opened it out the box, and this is how the arm was. I thought it was loose at first. Like, oh, I can fix that. The peg inside is completely broken, and I was so disappointed. because if not, I think this could have made the top 10 because I really, really like this gear. Like the purple is so vibrant. The gears, I just like this gear a lot. And this head sculpt's nice. I know he does look a little Asian. I can't lie. They did make his eyes very squinty. Is that racist? I don't think so. But the shirt's nice. It could have been cloth, but I don't care. I know MDT's talked about this a few times. The way that they did tassels, awesome. That doesn't get in the way of the articulation. So I wish that the arm wasn't broken because I also really wanted a Dom without wrist tape, and they did it, and it broke out of the box. And I was really upset. I didn't even move it. It was just dangling like that as I opened it. And the last duplicate, there's one more figure after this on the honorable mentions list, but the last duplicate person, oh, hit my camera, is the Royal Rumble John Cena. I did swap the head sculpt. This is the Royal Rumble Elite John Cena. I think it's a nice figure. It's a really nice gear. It's one of my favorite gears that they've made of this year so far. I really hope that they get to the rest of them. I don't doubt that they will. It'll probably take a long time, but they will. But this is a cool Cena as I drop them. But I don't know. It's the same Cena you get over and over again. It's the same body, same everything. But the shirt's nice. The gear's nice. It's the same reused head sculpt and everything. So I do think that there was a better Cena that I did put on the top 10 list. There's no way that no Cena is going to end up on this list with year of Cena. I'll tell you right now, if I had the 3-pack, which I don't, it would have been like pretty up there, that blue Cena, which I wish I did have it. I don't. Anyway, last up is this Cody Rhodes Ultimate Edition. I know you're wondering, why is he on the honorable mentions? I'll break it down right now. The head sculpts he came with were pretty garbage. I can't lie. This is my favorite print of this Cody head. I don't know where I got it. I think off of Basic. But I did swap it with this one. And then as well as, look at this. Like, look how much force I have to put to bend this knee. I don't like that. It's not a functioning figure. It's literally a statue with a nice torso. The legs are okay, like the hips, but as you can see, like the drop downs are like stuck. I can't get that to go up, and there's just a stuck gap there, and I hate that. I talked about this in Mattel We Need to Talk, that video. Like, this is just an issue that I get with a lot of Ultimates. Like, these knees are so stiff that the boot peg, I don't remember which boot it was, one of these boots were snapping off that I had to re-glue the peg to make sure it didn't break. Like, these knees are so stiff that it's breaking. Like, you can hear that snap and how much pressure I have to put. And then listen to this. Like, jeez. So, I don't know. Compared to his first Ultimate, there was no way. Or his first or second Ultimate. Both of them were nice. I know some people didn't like the first Mattel Creations. That's a video for another day. But I don't know, compared to his first 2 Ultimates, I couldn't put this in the top 10. Like, this is not better than the other figures here, in my opinion. No matter how cool the gear is, no matter how cool the moment was, the accessories were, it doesn't matter. If the figure isn't functional, it's not on the list. I can't, like, I don't know. You might even see that on my top 10 worst figures because it was such a disappointment to me. Because, man, I really, really wanted that figure to be good, and it just wasn't. So that's it for the honorable mentions there. But moving in at number 10 on this list, it is going to be the Elite 120 Brussels John Cena. And I'll give you my reasons for this. Number one, I really liked this gear. Like, the colors and everything were really nice. It was just a really nice looking gear. And it's, like I said for this one, it's your basic John Cena body mold. Like, everything's the same. So you know you're getting a good figure regardless. It's going to pose around good. It's going to do everything you want a John Cena to do. The only problems that I had with this figure was, number one, that it is that same Cena thing. We don't really get any new innovations with Cena. And I don't know what really you could do anyway, but I don't know. I would have liked a new head sculpt. I understand that the figure was definitely in production before he turned heel, so I'm not asking for like a heel Cena head sculpt like this. I just wanted a new head sculpt in general because, like, what? We keep getting the same 4 head sculpts for John Cena. and it's getting old. Like, I'm tired of it. So I did swap it with this one. It's not exactly perfect, but it gets the job done for a heel Cena and everything. So it did make the top 10 because I really like this gear. And with the amount of Cenas we got this year, there was no way. I dropped my camera. Anyway, with the amount of Cenas we got this year, there was no way I wasn't going to fit at least one into this top 10 list. And this just happened to be the one I chose because I like this gear the most out of the ones that they released. Other than that teal one, obviously. Who doesn't like that teal Cena? Let's move this camera just a little bit more outwards so we can get a good outer angle here. At number 9, he was on the last list. I think he was a little bit higher than 9 though. Is the Ultimate Edition Jey Uso. I don't remember which wave. I think Ultimate 24, something like that. This figure moves around really well. I think it's the same criteria as Cena though. It's pretty much your basic Jey. Like, they did give him like slightly newer legs so that he moves around easier, which is great. But it's just a repaint of like other Jey Usos. But it poses around really, really nice. Torso articulation's pretty decent. Shoulder articulation's fine. Like, I like the gear a lot. Cause I like this, like the tribal pattern within things. That's why he did make it. He gave us the Yeet glasses, but I don't know. I just don't think that they did enough with this figure to really warrant him any higher. The head sculpts were reused like normal. That head sculpt didn't even come on him. And they didn't really give him enough accessories. They gave him that shirt and they gave him hands and that was it. You know, I don't know. I would have liked something more. I don't really know. Trying to think. At the time, he hadn't really won anything, so they couldn't put a title on him. I don't know what they could have did, but I would have wished that they did more. I don't know exactly what the more could have been, but I do wish that there was more. And next up, it is this Elite CM Punk. It is the Survivor Series, the new top picks with Roman Reigns. I didn't get the Roman from that wave. And I know this is going to be, some people are going to be upset with this. Because I didn't put this on the list, but I put this on the list. Some people don't like this torso. I was not a fan of it until I got it in hand. And honestly, I do like it a little bit more. There are some angles where it looks off. I think the problem is how far it protrudes here and the traps. He does have big traps. I will admit, CM Punk has big trap muscles, but he does not. They aren't this big. They're bigger than that, but they're not as big as this. But, you know, this head sculpt is one of the best CM Punk head sculpts they've ever done. Along with, you get the sculpted wrist tape and hand tape. You do get that on that one. But I'm a sucker for camouflage and camouflage gears. Camo gears are like some of my favorites. So this was definitely going to make the list. And also the new torso. It was cool to see new innovations done, even if it wasn't perfect. It's cool to see new stuff be brought into line. Like, that's always welcome, even if it's not great, even if it's not perfect. I'd rather take new and it be bad and they try again than redo the same bullshit over and over and over again because, oh, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Just because it's not broke doesn't mean we don't need innovation. So that was annoying to me. And next up on this list, I did want to put him a little bit higher, but he does have some issues that I do want to talk about. It is the Elite, forgot which wave, I think 121, Obafemi. There are a few issues I have with this figure. Number one, this head sculpt. I don't like the head sculpt. I feel like that's the number one issue. Everybody has this. The torso is another thing. I'm not the biggest fan of this torso choice. It's grown on me now that I have it in hand and over time. But I don't know. But this thing poses really, really well. It's a little stiff right now because it's really cold in this room. But usually this figure is pretty it's buttery smooth. Like, I'm able to move this around and everything. Another issue I have is the little tassels that go around his boots. I wish those were sculpted on because they just fall off really easily. So I just took them off. So Obafemi is coming in at number 7, which if he had those issues fixed, like if it was different head sculpts, if we had another head sculpt maybe, or I really think another head sculpt would have put him higher on this list because I just can't get over that smile. Like, I've never seen Obafemi cheese before. Like, really? In my opinion, it just wasn't a good decision. So, at number 6, I did have the Ultimate Edition Logan Paul. He did come in the same wave as CM Punk. That CM Punk figure, I have a couple words about. You might hear it in a future video. But this Logan Paul, though, is a really good representation of Logan Paul. Like, I feel like this figure did a lot that you'd want from a Logan Paul figure. It gave you multiple head sculpts. You got the one without headbands, finally. Been waiting on that for a while. Two without headbands, one with a headband. You got the Prime bottle, which is nice. I wish they did do that more often, like gave us more Prime bottles with Logan Paul figures. So maybe we get a yellow Prime bottle with a yellow gear. Like, different Prime bottles would be cool. I hope they keep doing that. And you get a really good posing figure. Like, that's something you definitely want from a Logan Paul, and a figure in general, is something that can pose around and move around really well. And they did that. They executed that really well. It's a nice gear. It's a nice moment. It was from WrestleMania. The only issue I have with this figure is there's some missing deco. I think it's over here. It's missing his Maverick logo. And it's also and I did not like the rubber jacket. I think it could have been nice in cloth goods, but I understand why they didn't go with that, because there's like sculpted details on that jacket that they wanted to get across, which is fine. So it didn't take away any points for me. I think he would have maybe been a number 5 if the deco was all there and everything. But Logan Paul, one of the like best Ultimates of the year for sure. Solid figure, and everything. At number 5, I think number 5. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Yeah, 5. It is the Ultimate Edition 24 Finn Balor. I know this is another, why'd you choose this pick? This is the chase gear. I was not a fan of the standard. I don't know what it was. I know most people are the opposite way. They did not like the chase because it's just a black and purple gear. It's pretty much the Elite 107. But my standard was like really stiff and everything. And again, just like the Obafemi, it's really cold in here, so it's hard to pose them. But this was really smooth when I got it in hand. Like, it's just really fun to pose around. It's a lot more fun to pose around than the standard one. And they gave him a lot of accessories. They did give him a lot of accessories. I would have liked maybe some championships to be included with him, but it's fine. And they give him a lot. I wish they gave him new head sculpts, though. They didn't give him new head sculpts. This head sculpt did not come with him. But I don't know. This torso is fantastic. I did make a custom NXT Finn Balor with my standard one. And I just put a different Ultimate torso on there as a stand-in. But this figure is really nice. I really like the chase gear. It's just so clean. So, you may disagree with me there, but I really like that figure. And at number 4, just realized there's a lot of Judgment Day here. But number 4, it is the Ultimate Edition Damian Priest. I did cut the hair here, because I thought it looked cool. But Damian Priest's Ultimate is probably one of the top 5 Ultimates they've ever done. I can't even lie to you. I don't know about top 5. It's definitely up there. The Damian Priest moves around better than like half the figures in my collection. And it pisses me off because I'm not the biggest Damian Priest fan. I don't know. I really wasn't the biggest fan of him when he was in Judgment Day. And I definitely wasn't a fan of him when he left Judgment Day because he squashed Finn Balor. But I don't know. I enjoy most of his stuff, but this figure, I can't deny how awesome it is. The gear's insane. They never disappoint on Damian figures, I feel like. They always give him sculpted stuff. They always do really well with his gears and everything. And I think this is one of the first, if not the first, we get a singlet Damian Priest. Because I think all his elites beforehand were shirtless. So Damian Priest is making it at number 4 on this list. And at number 3... it's going to be a brand new release, actually. The Ultimate Edition, I think 29, 30, is the Dominic Mysterio. That's why that 119 really disappointed me. Excuse me, I have to burp. Ugh, let's see if I hold it in, though. I think. I don't know. Dominic Mysterio, the gear's nice. I don't know. I like this gear a lot better than this one. But this Dom torso, this Dom Ultimates, always, even last year. Was it last year? The last Dom Ultimate was really nice. This one's even nicer. The cloth goods shirt was done really well compared to the plastic one over there. And they use the same legs. They use Cody boots as well, which is awesome. They did the head sculpts as well. Where's the other one? This tongue out one. I love this head sculpt. It's so funny. And the likeness to Dom on this one's really, really well done. So, posability on this figure, the likeness to this figure, it's great. Dom does make it at the number 3 spot. And at number 2, keeping the Judgment Day rolling, it is the Ultimate Edition Rhea Ripley. I do not have the ring. I got this figure in a trade. And I don't collect women's figures, you guys know that, but I did need Rhea for my Fed for Judgment Day and whatever. And I love this Rhea. It's great. The only problem that I'd give it is it doesn't come with really any accessories except the title. And the head sculpts, they do leave a little bit to be desired. Like, they look like Rhea, but they also don't. But unlike some of these figures that I didn't like take points away because accessories or likeness or whatever, like this figure is like, it poses crazy. And it's so well that I genuinely wouldn't mind like putting her in a match with a men's figure. Men's, not man's. Men's figure or whatever. Like, this is just a great representation of Rhea Ripley. And again, I don't really collect women's figures, so that's also why it's so high on my list. Maybe there's better figures than Rhea. But finally, I feel like everybody could see this one coming. The number one Ultimate of the year is going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin. Again, I'm not like against this figure, but I do think that like they did a really, I don't know why I said against. That made no sense. I really think that they did a fantastic job with this Stone Cold. They gave him new head sculpts, I think. It was like maybe one or two. I think this might have been the only new one. The cloth good shirt looks really good. It looks tucked in under these shorts as well, which they pulled off nicely. They gave him the bigger arms. They gave him bigger legs. They gave him a new sculpted, knee brace. That's the right word. And a new torso. Everything about this figure was brand new. They did not skip out on anything, really. I mean, middle finger hands would have been nice, but they really can't do that. A championship, I think, would have been cool to be included, but I think they did include like a good amount of stuff with this Stone Cold that they could get away with not doing it. The only thing that I would have said they should have did is removable wristbands, so you could have them in that promo gear without them. But this figure is fantastic. I did buy 3. I had 3 of these. I sold one of them, and I did turn the other one into Braun Breaker. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is my top 10 list of 2025. I'm probably going to do a top 10 worst list as well. Maybe later this week or later this month or whatever. We'll get a top 10 worst list done pretty soon. You probably see that Cody in that video, I can't lie. Which I know is kind of contradictory. Why is in the honorable mentions? Because I want to like this figure so bad. I want to like that Cody so bad. But I can't because it's just shit. So that's all I got for you today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Please leave a like, subscribe. Peace out.